Потому что контента нет в игре. Тарталья, пока Тарталья не выйдет, я не буду проходить Тарталью, пока Тарталья не выйдет. Да. Такие вот дела. Когда у нас был трансляция 7 июля, а сегодня 13. Почти неделю назад. Сейчас вы узнаете, какой плот у меня был с камнерубом. Exactly is it. Кстати, про 3 крутки, это не шутка, у меня реально только 3 крутки. Точнее, откручено-то 54, по-моему. Но круток у меня 3. Что ж, плоды камнеруба. Разочаровывающий камнеруб. Ну и ладно. Вдруг кому-нибудь когда-нибудь пригодится. Так, меня очень пугает, что вот здесь у нас гид. Выполните некоторые задания в определенном порядке может оказать положительно. Что положительное? Что положительное это может оказать? Что положительное? Ладно. Кровь путешествий. Подожди. У нас же нет пира. Йо. Впервые азот дают. Просто так. Нормально. Норм. Ебать халява. Да, третий способ. Тут поменьше халява. И все, кроме путешественника. Вы этого персонажа не даете даже. Все 4 главы. Ну ладно. Здрасте. Забор прокрасить. Что может заказать положительное, я не понимаю. Какой-то новый арт. Что это? Кстати, я громовой рев не собирал. Это архаичный камень, я его тоже не собирал. Нормально дали. О, казуха, да ты мне не нужен. Магазин. Вот, 3 крутки, как я и обещал. Ну, да, 2 клетки стрелка, потому что малистый травм у меня есть. Вряд ли что-то выпадет. Кстати, надо все-таки проверить, как у меня история. Ладно, я обманул, мне 55 было. Сейчас 56. 57. И 58. Да. Нам-нам-да. Подожди. Чего? Здорово, отец. Здорово, отец. Да-да-да. Ага. А что он запоминает? Халява, блин. Одолейте 10 боссов. Это я уже мору успел потратить, офигеть. 40 дней обновлю. Нормально. Точно. Ну ты дороже остальных. Даже что-то скидки. Да. Ой. Точно, я, короче, дружбу с Кицем поднял до 8-го. Не сильно увеличил, странно. Я думал, он скажет 20. Примагемы! Да еще 3 крутки. Ой, зашибись. Он остался на 3. Байдоу, халявная круточка, спасибо. Это 59-я. 60-я. И 61-я. Может, он всегда оставлял, а я просто не замечал. Нет. Этот дарт все время дальше проматывал. О! Бля. Теперь у меня снова все эти четверки. Господи, вот даже выглядит не очень. честно. Что он сделал? Я не увидел. Я отвлекся. Что ты сделал, тварь? Что это? Ладно. Катализатор. Олень? Малый... Это ссылка на малую медведицу.
The name's Shikanoin Heizo, sharpest and most successful detective of the Tenryou Commission.
Как ты с днем рождения поздравляешь?
After I learned that today was your birthday, there was a brief moment when I really wanted to take you to a locked room chock full of mechanisms and gifts, where you could only get out by solving all the puzzles. It's actually really fun. You know, of course, I wouldn't do anything like that unless I was sure you'd actually enjoy it. Here, come with me. There's this beautiful scenic spot I've got to show you before the sun goes down. Fracture! Truth hurts! Bring it on! Confess! Cyclone! Can't fool me! Oh, it's all coming out now. See? Just follow my... I'm liking the look of this. If that's how you want it. That was discombobulated. This is no job for a detective. The truth will... From detective, I've been outsmarted. You don't want to do this. We got a situation. I'm on the case. Got a problem you can't solve. Let's move before the trip.
Да. Ну и ладно. Ему даже особые миссии не нужны для изучения, ладно. Что мне же кто-то написал? Ну, давайте тестовый режим пройдем. Я, конечно, извиняюсь, но каждый как бы усиляет. А ему дали Барбару. Зачем? Ладно.
Into the wind.
Проверил легенду по поводу того, что он из воздуха создает огонь. Как видите, это ложь. Что это, что ему, что ей нужны грибы. Ну, что вы дали? Ты малезактивная трава, ну ладно. Только помощи не ладно. Ты обидел Кли, ты теперь сдохнешь. В муках. Они кого-то ему нужны. Ха, охуел. Как же тупо называются его атаки. Ну нормально, он с Хорозой-то лучше сделали. Песня странника. Да. Аватар, блин. У него в рекламе была другая взрыв стихии. Наверное, все поняли, что он похож слишком на ГГ и... А чего это отклонение делает еще раз? Да я лучше вот так сделаю. Не очень. Да, и Ола у меня стоит так же, как и тогда стоял этот Кицин, чтобы прокачать навык. Ладненько. Я же сейчас еще одну крутку получил.
You're in for a little shock. Blitz. Submit.
Это что сейчас было? Подожди, мне выпало байду, который тут даже нет. Сянлин не по тому. Окей, здесь нахрена это здесь крио все. Для этого. Ладно. Шестьдесят три. Подожди, а у нас события никакого нет? А в смысле? Ладно, пошли выполнять задание Казухи. Сейчас я проверю. Скорее получить костюм Фишер. А еще два дня ждать. Ладно. Ничего не понятно, но ладно. Судя по всему, надо будет ждать еще 2 дня. Подожди-ка, а меч Казухи что ли не самим Казухой получаешь? Ничего не понятно. Что я не размечал? Моя Райден его остановит, ну точнее его. Что?
So you don't have a vision after all. Seems like I've mistaken you.
At the very least, you should make sure you know. Wait, even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attack.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara Kazuha? He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision. That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
Он сейчас сделал реакцию рассеивания. Полностью. Что?
Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha. Hey, don't be mean. Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go. Oh, what kind of hunch? A special connection? You mean beyond a? Yeah, maybe a little. wanted Rito at the moment.
Но он сделал такую же реакцию рассеивания, как и Райден, только с Райден, тогда Казуха.
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after... Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time... If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he...
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be? Really? Wow. When you put it like that, he was called away earlier by some people. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable. Thank you! Guess we'll...
All right, then.
Someone needs assistance.
Да, первым... Подожди. Я же... это тоже что-то... Понял. А я уже хотел... Ладно. Казуха?
Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed? In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun.
Так мы это знаем, мы же...
Responsible for,
Ладно.
but there came a time when we later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated, considering Mr. Kaida, in the interest of preventing further harassment of the bladesmith clans by the Fatui.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive. However, would I be correct to assume that the...
I can assure you that nothing with the Kaidahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaidaharas will be bladesmiths once more. And you will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the almighty Shogun.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall wall. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaidahara and the art of blade making for which it stood.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaidahara.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaidahara really... Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaidahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to...
What? But that doesn't make sense.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more...
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, but perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please, in fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then,
Yikes! We nearly...
Why would such a dangerous individual be
Почему
looking for
не
me?
им просто писать Кадзуха?
No. This puzzles me as much as it does. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine.
All the more reason to watch your...
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury.
In that case, I will send some men out.
Thank you. I must say, I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a...
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
Казаха активировал глаз бога своего друга, все вокруг. Да, ёбаный.
knows the most about what goes on in... Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaedahara. I've heard a lot of...
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an...
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. Mr. Kaedahara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of... To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaedahara. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped...
Millions of mora? Whoa!
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say, but I wouldn't know where to...
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks? The Tenryo Commission had...
It's true that the commission... If anyone had been out there attacked...
Uh-oh. Looks like the trip...
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now. I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. It would cause me great grief to see someone become... For the poor victim, this would be a completely...
Don't worry, we'll find...
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out...
You flatter me.
You are... Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last... Let me tell you about it, Justin.
Sure.
All right, then. Recently, one of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the...
Amenoma?
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, two grown men going... I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is...
Understood. Though it seems highly unlikely to me.
Sure, can't...
Thank you, Ryuji.
Sounds good.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedahara Kazuha. What brings you here today?
Huh?
Yes, the Kaedahara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, after I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to... Yes, you may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori Festival.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, as an example, the Amenoma art. There is nothing mystical to our work. As for the art of the Kaedehara...
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and...
Indeed. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal... But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information. We hope to assist with the investigation.
Ah, yes. My nephew. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the...
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went, I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato. Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no... He's never been particularly interested in blade forging. He is extraordinarily...
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find... Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match...
What? No. Absolutely impossible. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his... But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two... Let's pay a visit.
Growing up, Yuya never caused anyone and... What?
Unrelenting patience, willpower to move mountains.
Someone needs assistance.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing, and I'm...
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like...
I see. I thought the debt... I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still with this in mind. Can we perhaps ask some questions about your...
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why...
That's a long story. Ever since he'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, everything was fine when we first got married. But as time went by, things changed for...
Uh-oh!
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to... Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his... He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles...
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family? Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in... And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he... The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I see. Ame-no-me Yuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the...
I don't know. He just disappeared. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home, now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, as long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf...
Please don't get upset. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over it. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Ame-no-me Yuya...
A little confusing. More like completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery. Rest assured, we'll notify...
Thank you so much.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded. Though it's... Do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paimon was thinking... Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
An interesting explanation. Ame-no-me Yuya is an expert on swords. He could have noticed some problem. Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. Either way, after arguing about it, the two men, they thought a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenryou Commission began investigating and uncovered some incriminating details, so they fled to protect their secrets. But it's a far-fetched theory. I can't imagine how they would have been able to reach an agreement. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Ame-no-me Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there? Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events. Ame-no-me Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Ame-no-me art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate...
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Ame-no-me and Mrs. Nagato...
Okay, but...
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse.
Illusion shattered!
Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one one of those, as sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the...
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami, indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach...
So it's an under...
The force is definitely coming from... The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place. But the residue it left behind... Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the...
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time. From what I've been told... Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become... Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder.
So what should we do now?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside. If we don't open this door, we can move no... You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater danger.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't... It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary! Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was...
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatar... Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much Yes, let's go. Quiet your mind and focus on what you said.
Что, чисто стихи использовать? А, нет. О. Я так...
From this point, the trail appears to split into... The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here, and seems to be dissipating slowly. Quite possibly.
Whoa! Look at all those silly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
There is no escape! Crush! More speed! Rack and ruin!
By the looks of it, a letter, written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is, well...
Это единственное письмо, которое прочитал.
According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could.
So...
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point. They've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here. Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some... If Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame all the clues that at first seemed disparate and I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only...
Wait! You figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
Так это уже понятно, кто это. Мы с самого начала поняли, кто это.
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able... On with the search. We must stay vigilant.
More speed.
Что? Снова потоки это создает? Он говорил про то, когда он украл этот похититель сокровищ. Точно.
He seems to have stayed here.
Why here? Is there anything special about this?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different...
Show yourself! It's no use hiding anymore.
Охуеть, Казуха орёт.
Kaedehara Kazuha, it's you, at last.
Aha! So what's your problem, huh? What could you...
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is, but what if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is... Whoa! Surely...
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind. Or rather, as a means to occupy Amenoma Yuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams. As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to... He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed, and sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, he not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement.
So... swords? Can be...
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power.
So Amenoma Yuya was not your first. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but two. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awesome.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until at long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found Kaedehara Kazuha. You stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve now. Give your body over to me!
О! Блять, у меня воды водно.
Illusion shattered. Shudder. Now you shall perish.
You shall rewrite history!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Beg for mercy. Blood of frost.
Бля, только под конец
Not
запустил.
stand in my way.
Your bluff's fooling no one.
Lost. I can never lose. It is this. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life, and even if I were to lose my by any means necessary and any medium of.
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of, but from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance.
Really? You...
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenoma Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe...
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets. The little that you know in that regard. Why?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new...
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching...
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out...
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step, I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusion.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities, even if you were to sever that divine light. Is this truly the outcome that your maker would have done? Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the one... How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life's... I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate...
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection. It is pointless
Это клинок очень похож на клинок Amenoma.
of the Kaedehara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demand.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to tension.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must...
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, the Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests the power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell... Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too, now.
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but it's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will. Thank you.
What should we do next? Have you got a...
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, if he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to fit.
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers hearing about... Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin.
All right.
What about Amenoma Yuya?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's okay, fine.
А чем он сражался, я не заметил. Если он сражался клятвой свободы, то он типа сейчас меньше. Надо посмотреть. Сейчас. Бля, непонятно, чему сражаются. Я его слишком быстро переключаю. О! Бляха, так хуй качество такое говёное. Ладно, это 7 минут, сейчас 10 минут сохраню. Ну, 15, неважно. Там, где я ульту запускал. По-моему, у него клятва Нет, стоп. Филейный нож? Погоди, серьезно? Вы шутите? Филейный нож. Трехзвездочное оружие. Мне сейчас стало интересно, он же во время ульты. Это же филейный нож был. Сейчас. Да, у него оружие сохраняется. В смысле, он филейным ножом? Трехзвездочное оружие. Да, он филейным ножом. Зачем? Ой, да ладно, это... Вниз, статите, Анема. Легендарный клинок Син. Попадание обычной атакой заряженной атакой или атакой в падении выпускает проклятого духа, нанося урон по площади равный 180 от силы атаки. Также восстанавливает ХП равный 100% от силы атаки. Эффект может возникнуть раз в 8 секунд. Экипировка типа оружием персонаж наносит на 50% меньше урона. Чё? Экипированный этим оружием персонаж наносит на... Нахуя? В нативной стате сила атаки тогда. Ладно.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
How's this?
The wind knows me.
Подожди, ты откуда огонь взял?
Into the wind.
А, отсюда.
Fallen leaves.
Adorn my night.
А, только казукой можно, ладно. Я в шоке.
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper, though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Something else on your...
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he's instead... Let's keep going.
Time to go.
Кстати, тут сундучков нет. сундучков нет. Блин, такой охеренный баф. И потом минут 50 просто тусила атаки. Нахрена ему? Нет, на 50% скмиджов. Нахрена ему сила атаки на тело стать тогда? Сука. Нахуя? А еще он реально похож на анемому. Анемому.
That hurts! To the ferry. Let's get down to business.
Clouds high.
The birds call my way.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting,
But what would that do to...
I will be careful with it. He's still trying to achieve.
Он меньше стал светиться. Надо следить за сундуками, это халявные примагемы. Да.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight!
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
О, он еще темнее стал.
The shine's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near...
Perhaps this time we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking... Is this the same blade as before? It
Oh.
looks like a piece of junk!
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey, it barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy. I've finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then, but regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who made you. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away.
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming from? Yup! We can...
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more.
Серьезно, филейный нож? Я же говорил, филейный нож. Тёп, 3 заданий легенды дают 3-звездочное оружие. Сука. 3... Ой, ебать. Благодаря Казухе у меня полный слот. Вот бы так пряности когда-нибудь стало. Надо все-таки вкачать для удочки.
As I get stronger...
Чего у него повышается? Бонусом урона. Похуй. О, остается, а раньше не оставалось. Сейчас казуха больше урона наносит. Блять, у меня филейный нож есть. Ой. Не то. О. 400. Охуеть. Вот они слева направо. Вот они. Ладно, я не буду. Вот они, БТС слева направо. Ладно. Сейчас сначала идет Немо, потом Крил, Электро. Но мы... так, кого? Так, здесь 5 элементов, мы не знаем, как ведет себя Гео. Ага. Гео, по-моему, первый. Не вот так идут. Еще нет, вот так, вот так, вот так. Хотя не особо, нам надо криво. Как? Она не знаю и...
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, no one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would...
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer... Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And
actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
Подожди, ты тогда тоже с филейным ножом был?
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey, the moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet, you have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. But how could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy." How could I go back on my word?
Господи, я плачу из-за меча. Сука.
I believe our bet is now settled.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final word.
Wow. That was the...
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his action. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith.
So that's what... After that, the blacksmith's intentions were warped.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master.
Shame it's...
Yes. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey. He seems to have calmed down now.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my fortune. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of the darkness. Slaughter numbed the mind. Over time, not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition...
You are finally seeing reality.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambition?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too?
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, my physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude hurts? What do you think, Kazuha?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me, alas, after that, nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battles. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-end. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle.
Oh? And who would be...
I will release Ame no Mayuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up.
I see. He used my body. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some... If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I do not wish to be a mere...
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how...
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a great...
Сколько? 19. Точнее, ну 20 дней, ладно. 18. Успеем еще 5 круток сделать. Кстати, иронично то, что здесь дают фишки.
More speed.
Желание меча.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crook's Clash. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Still, even if he's way past the... Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Successor of Ishin art.
Successor of Amenoma art.
Honored to cross blades with...
It is my honor also.
Чего он добавляет 0 силы атаки? Охуенно. Ноль силы атаки. Офигенно. А почему столько же, сколько и... Ой.
Wind strike. Time to get tick. Wind strike. That hurts.
Вообще, по-хорошему, Казуха не должен сражаться в одиночку, потому что он саппорт. Но мне кажется, создателям этого задания было похуй. Особенно учитывая его криты. О, господи, ты меня испугал.
Wind strike.
Thank you for the experience, although he appears battered and broken. In your hands, it seems he's regained his sense of savage cruelty has completely...
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished. There are a few things...
I must apologize to you for all that has...
You need not seek my forgiveness. Nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone, and not let them stain the legacy. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still... I beseech you.
Yes. I too trust Mr. Kaedahara to do the...
Thank you, successor of Ami.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amin. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go there for?
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
Да, сейчас сгодится уже. А нам дадут хоть меч? Или вот так же заберут, потому что похож на НМО. А в чем прикол? Там же говорили, что мечи вот тут. Или я ошибся? Или это не тот меч? Ладно.
It's Yuya!
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I...
A prized Ishin blade. Turned weapon that can... Considering their forging philosophy, but I have some good news as well. Ryuji, from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency...
Really? Is he okay?
Yes. Badly wounded, but he will live. And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for...
What? No way! Hasn't it learned it?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And I have decided... Thank you. I will explain my Okay. I am ready. Let us begin.
Он его разобьет, что ли?
Power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishi.
Wow.
This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order.
Сейчас, пару секунд.
His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the
Kagotsurube Ishi. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded,
Seems like he really...
the same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the speaking for myself. I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them. I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspiration. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me. Just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree, your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me.
Oh, Kazuha.
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance.
Wait! Shouldn't we also go update Kutokamaji?
Oh, you're right. And it's also time to give...
Сейчас все уладит, да, Сёгун. С Сёгуном он сражался.
Returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanome Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged.
Wow, you sure can.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishi. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations.
I see.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not...
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking.
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend this off. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
О, дали все-таки. Убрали 50%. Нормально. Халявный клинок. Халявный клинок — это всегда хорошо. А теперь его сравнил с самой. И почему они всегда так далеко, эти кузнецы? Я не хочу его на Момус отдавать. Где? Или они все-таки отличаются, кроме как цветом? Я не могу так оценить. У меня есть в друзьях. Уэ. Да, они отличаются. Я уже отсюда вижу. А на какой меч он-то похож? Он какой-то меч не напоминает. Но какой? Ой, офигеть, у меня арков собралось. Это я что, пока оружейку крутил? Может быть, он мне напоминает камнеруб? Нет, не он. Ну так, отчасти. Ебать, он делюка купил. Здесь в цепях. Новая анимация, что ли? Ну, он теперь его прокачал, был 60 уровня. Однажды. Мы встречу, наверное, сейчас не будем проходить. Бренность? Ой. Фу, бред. А персонажи?
Foolish question. There are only two kinds of foods. Those that must be consumed to nourish the body, and those that harm it. Oh, don't listen to the Shogun. Desserts. Don't try and get me to cook. I can take care of anything else. But not that. A familiar flavor. Acceptable. Leave it here, and I shall sample it. Consuming this would be physically detrimental. Remove it from my presence. Delicious. I feel much better after that. Doesn't look too bad. How did you make it?
Что за подарок?
Allow me to decline.
Чего подарки?
The campaign begins. The thunder falls silent. Now you shall perish.
Голос такой же остался.
How can you make such a simple dish taste so good? My admiration towards you just keeps growing.
Вас кормить теперь
This
можно.
tastes wonderful. Would you mind teaching me how to make this? After all, it is my duty as a maid. This is more than I normally eat in a whole day. I can't stand a rich broth. The flavor is too overpowering. It's so filling you can't train or fight afterward. And also, it doesn't really work as field rations. Oh, are you putting me to the test? Not that great. How about you try it? Ugh, the nerve on you. Are you...
Что это? Их теперь кормить? Вот эти. Нет.
Splendid, splendid! Now allow me to compose a poem in loving memory of... Sure you don't want my help? Come on, it's a great deal! Cook twice the amount in the same time. Ugh. I declare this dish dead. Rest in peace.
Почему Сёгуна больше всего реплик?
Knight's an aristocrat.
Кормить можно.
Oh, it's you. Remember.
Так, я, пожалуй, прочитаю объявление, потому что это...
Aristocratic etiquette is all just for show. Just smile and nod along. I was forced to learn all of the rules by heart, but even I don't take them that seriously.
Нет, это ничего не написано. Непонятно откуда эти...
You want to learn some Favonia's blade work? All right then, I'll teach you. Oh yes, I'll teach you all right. Mark my words. Such authentic delicacies. Oh no. I think I might have eaten too much. I'm somewhat of a picky eater. Sorry. I appreciate the thought, but meat's not
Yep, that's right. The taste is fairly standard, but it seems quite a ways off from how it's supposed to taste.
Aristocratic etiquette is all just for show. Just smile and nod along. I was forced to learn all of the rules by heart, but even I don't take them that seriously.
Зачем их сейчас добавили? Это с ивента про чайник. Кицен такой же был.
Wow, this is delicious. I wish I was as... I'm just not used to this taste. Sorry, nothing to do with you.
Одной Наэль все нравится, потому что она непривередливая к еде. Действительно непривередливая, а не как...
How can you make such as this tastes wonderful? This is more than I normally eat in a whole day.
I'm not a fussy eater, but I really don't like banquets. The reason being, as the maid, I'm expected to sample every single dish on the table to ensure its quality. With just one bite of each, of course, but it all adds up. Oh, the guilt.
Вот Сёгун действительно приветливая такая. Я, пожалуй, откажусь.
Allow me to decline. Allow me to decline.
Knights and aristocrats share the same cultural heritage, but the knights had enough sense to do a...
Allow me to decline.
Allow me to decline.
Doesn't look too bad. Delicious. Consuming this would be physically detrimental. Remove it from my presence.
Привередлив.
Consuming this would be physically detrimental. Remove it from my presence. Leave it here, and I shall sample it. A familiar flavor. Acceptable. A familiar flavor. Acceptable. Allow me to decline.
But the knights had enough sense to do away with all the superfluous detail.
Yes, I'm truly fortunate. Thank you for the opportunity to try this dish. I will always savor it. It's a bit greasy for me. I appreciate the thought, but meat's not really my thing. I'm somewhat of a picky eater. Sorry you went to all this trouble. Such authentic delicacies. Oh no. I think I might have eaten too much.
А Лиза что скажет?
Oh yes, I'll teach you all right. Mark my words.
Well, aren't you just the sweetest? Thanks, cutie. You just made my day. You really got a knack for this, haven't you? Ugh. Oh my. This is really...
С тыквой, что ли? Нет, конечно же.
Not only is the taste magnificent, but you've also... yes. All in all, I appreciate the effort.
Sense to do away with all the superfluous detail.
Not bad. No need. Try something else next time.
Сволочь.
The food you cook is indisputably delicious. I can't... No matter. I'm used to this kind of flavor after all.
Ладно.
Not bad. Once you get accustomed to spicy food, everything else tastes... shall we roll some dice? Whoever gets the lowest number...
Тоже сволочь. Если она будет возражать...
So satisfied. Who would have thought knowing you would bear so many benefits? Just to be clear, you're sure I don't have to pay for any of this? I don't mean to nitpick or anything, it's just... I haven't quite eaten enough. So delectable. Time to finish my research now that I feel... I must admit, This tastes a lot, sorry. I have some reservations about this dish.
Даже ты! Если бан, то вообще будет ужас.
Whoa, lucky me! Oh, wait. Does that mean I just used all of my good luck for today? Literally everything you cook ends up tasting oh, no. My stomach hurts.
Зараза. Ну давай, Филюк.
Exquisite. I can see the chef put their heart into... Thanks.
The same cultural heritage.
Да, молодец.
The Knights had enough sense
Тварь.
to do a...
There's no better feeling than oh, what a magnificent feast. I'm so...
Даже слышать не хочу.
I'm so full. Time for
Да, это мне постоянно говорит.
It makes you really sleepy. Uh-oh. Need an escape plan. It's a rare pleasure to eat. Thank you for cooking these for me. This time around, you... Oh dear.
А ей его чё не добавили? А в смысле, она же... Ее же можно было кормить.
Aristocratic etiquette is all just for show. Just smile and nod along. I was forced to learn all of the rules by heart, but even I don't take them that seriously. It seems that our tastes are aligned when it comes... At least I'll be able to eat... Do you really like this food?
I just want to ask you this. Will you bring Blurvin? I'll admit, that was pretty sweet. But that doesn't mean I haven't had sweeter. Hey! What do you take me for? Some sort of stray cat?
Главная зараза.
Oh yes, I'll teach you all right. Mark my words.
Such an exquisite delicacy is worthy of being served in the Garten Sanssouci.
Mein Fräulein says that she thoroughly enjoys your delicious cooking.
To vanquish the beast of the world, one must first rise above mundane desires, thus weaving the path that leads to destiny. Ugh. Why dost thou insist on raining down chaos and destruction in the presence of your prinzessin?
Mein Fräulein does not care a great deal for this dish. My apologies.
Как хорошо, что
Aristocrats share the same cultural heritage.
I become powerless in the face of sweets. Oh, I feel invigorated. Is there anything I can help you with? It's a little spicier than I expected. I don't think I can keep going.
Да, ты рассказал про то, что из-за соли расплакался.
Oh, this is quite exceptional. You should serve this with wine. Ew. Oh, I'm just a slow eater. I'll finish it. Don't worry.
Ну, чисто я. Ладно, Кия, тебя прощаю.
So there is a dish that tastes even better than onigiri? Then I shall be sure to remember its name. I have eaten my fill. No need for dessert.
Ладно, она меня рассмешила. И тоже простительно. Но все остальные вообще заразы.
Tastes good, I like it. Mind giving me a bowl of rice with this? Your cooking skills aren't bad at all. Eating your food... You know, at the end of the day, food is food. That's fine by me.
Тварь.
Just for show. Just smile and nod along.
Я разочарован в них.
Tastes pretty great. Seems like you did your homework when it comes to the... There's a saying in Liyue. Food is life. I got it? I got it. I'll put it back on the fire for a bit. That'll do the trick. Wow! I know this taste! It's boom shakalaka! I gotta admit, you're really good at cooking. Are you sure you've all...
Причем даже это говорят непривередливо.
Past my expect. With some things, if you haven't grasped the essentials, all the hard work in the world can go to... It's the thought that counts.
Я это...
I love it. You really outdid yourself this time. Well done. Would you say cooking is more of a physical or a cognitive task? I believe it's both. No wonder you're such a good cook.
Зачем это они ему добавили?
Let me think. Where did you go wrong here?
Ладно, старые персонажи где были, но новые, которых не было.
Cold dishes are just to my liking. I'll
Стоп.
save some for after my training.
Елани тогда тоже не было.
I'm sorry. I know you mean well, but
А нет,
I
она
really
была...
need to wait for it to cool off before I eat it. Oh no. Did you put Jueyun chilies in this?
Ладно, ему тоже простительно.
This is truly exceptional. I'll just have another bite. You want to learn some Favonia's blade work? All right then, I'll teach you. Oh yes, I'll teach you all right. Mark my words. Did you make this? Ugh. Honestly, did you use the wrong seasonings?
Smells good. Also, tastes good. Eating this gives me energy. Ooh, eating it bad. Not eating it also bad. I'm a bit sad.
Есть плохо, не есть еще хуже. Надо было написать.
I need only sample this with cooking skills as good as yours. It'd be a waste. I couldn't possibly. But please, you eat your fill. I insist.
Зараза.
Ah, delicious. Could I get another bowl of rice?
Им с Бейдо одно и то же нравится, что ли?
Are you free right now? Would you mind sharing some of your... I don't think I've ever tasted anything like...
Даниэль, молодец. Ну и Мона. Ну, у Мона нет выбора.
Wow-wee! You rocked my socks off with this one. I'm moving to the groove of your awesome food. The taste ain't bad, but it's lacking that special spark. I can help you with the presentation if you want. You don't mind.
А это вообще почти ничего не понравилось.
Oh, are you putting me to the test? Not that great. Ugh, the nerve on... I was forced to learn all of the rules by heart, but even I don't take them that seriously.
Если подумать, у меня много легендарок. Ладно.
This realm is...
О, здравствуйте. Подожди, сундук. О. И это все с дулока. Охрененно. Вау.
If you ever have...
Обалдеть. Мне надо все-таки пост проходить. Ладно, на двух боссов сходим и на ведьму.
You dare overstep your mortal authority?
Crush! Shudder! I condemn you!
As a dutiful maid would.
А чё так мало урона наносит?
Someone needs assistance. I'll catch up.
Не понял. А где?
I must leave no stone unturned.
А, я эти штуки не понял.
There is no escape! Crush!
Да какой пирос?
Today, you witness your reckoning!
Shine down. Beg for mercy. There is no escape. Eye for an eye. Leave it up to me.
Почему урон не наносится, не понимаю.
Shut up. Absurd. Torn to oblivion.
You stand upon your tomb, though you know it not.
Shine down. I must leave no beg for mercy.
Eon of suffering.
Illusion shattered. Crush.
I can patch myself up, steady as stone.
There is no escape. Beg for mercy. Vengeance will be mine.
142 тысячи!
Will not be destroyed.
$142 000! Мне хута столько не наносит. Без пары и тайнения. Ты можешь так в бездне, блин, делать? Ох, где? Это она кританула, по-моему. И нужна восстанова. Вот, желательно будет здесь. Важная сила. Так, и восстанова. Не, ну ты мне, конечно, сразу хороший кубок приводишь. Ахуй! А, подожди. Он опять все в ХП ушел. И только один раскрытый. А, блин, мне его нельзя менять. Ладно, клиент дам. Без первых кубков.
More speed. Shudder. Crush. Shudder. Good grief. Rack and ruin. Eye for an eye. Shine down. Crush. Well met. Rack and ruin. Time to clean up. Leave it up to me. Higher, higher, hands on fire!
Нормально. Не, видишь, так ты говно. Ну не в этом смысле нормально. Надо пособирать бабочек.
Which should I choose?
More speed. Shudder. Illusion shattered. Steady it. Freeze to the core. Crush. Eye for an eye.
Что тут отвечает? Ой, что за сидеть было? Мне просто кубок хватило вот так с восстановлением энергии. Сегодня на мелизит?
More speed. More speed. Leave it up to me. Shudder. Crush. Shudder. Shine down. Crush.
vengeance will be mine.
Я не помню, я либо цветок, либо перо нужно было. И то, и другое. Ладно, мне нечем качать. Нихуя. Мне сейчас рискованно так стоит, потому что мне нужна мора. Много. Очень много моря. Я уже все выполнил. Ладно, еще сутки представлю. Все время забываю.
More speed.
Хорош. Нет. Да. Это что ж получается? Семикритовый артефакт! Ой, семикритовый. Ща, мастерство стихии. Надо по нулевому смотреть. 23 максимально, да. Да, был один в крит. Было 3 раза. 3 раза. Один раз туда, один. Так, это 4-критовый. 6-критовый. Нихуя мне. Это у меня геймпад просто перезапустил, надо было. Да. Кому-то другому отдам. А что я удалил-то? Надо было сохранить такое. Уже поздно. Ладно. Я же еще восстановление энергии повысил. Хорош, мужчина. Ну, не подхудал, конечно, но вкачать стоит. Что я делаю? Такой ценный ресурс трачу, который получил, правда, на халяву, но не важно. Серьезно, я на делика это просто. Хотя... Если... Я сразу займусь вопросом Моры. Как-то. И каким не займусь. Хотя стоп, 27к халявных. А что оказывать положительное? Ну, почему только 4 главы, блин? Хотя бы до 5-го, до 6-го, 6 глав было бы идеально. Вспомнил. О, кстати, оно... И чё я... А, у меня море не хочется. По-моему, мне даже на это не хватит. Важно, один раз только прухнул в крит. Ой, в этот, в защиту. Только нормально трехкритовый. Это уже можно ставить на клик. 50 на 100. Если у меня здесь будет на крит шанс, вот это я зря вкачал. Вот это я еще могу как-то заменить. Ну вот это я вообще не заменю никогда. А вот здесь у меня все проки были в крит шанс. По-моему, тоже 400-ник.
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl.
Еще бы какой-нибудь клеймор. Да, вообще сказка была бы. Ладно, на этом будем с вами заканчивать. С вами был я, Рока. Всем удачи и всем пока-пока. Пока.